Gentleman from Suffolk, Mr. Jones.
Mr. Speaker, I rise for a point of personal privilege.
Gentleman may proceed.
Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, I was proud this morning to stand with Senators Norman and Hanger and announce that we have reached an agreement on a salary increase for state employees and state police. Mr. Speaker, for too long, we have treated our state employees as an afterthought in the budget process. Last year, however, the General Assembly took the lead and provided a 3% salary increase to our state employees and provided the second installment of a new state police pay plan. Unfortunately, those revenues were not realized, so those salary actions could be put in place. When that failed to happen, our state employees lost their pay raise. In fact, the entire compensation package for all employee groups was contingent on meeting the following the revenue forecast. Despite the fact that the state share of funding would not be released to school divisions and our colleges and universities, this did not hamper their efforts to provide pay raises. In the case of school divisions, all but 12 school divisions gave a salary action. This is not a criticism because pay raises are determined by local school boards, not the General Assembly. Excuse me, Mr. Speaker,
House will come to order. Members, please take your seats.
In fact, we will pay our share of that cost when we re-benchmark the cost of public education every 2 years. Likewise, the Board of Visitors at our colleges and universities have the authority to grant pay raises to their faculty, which again, many of them did. Unfortunately, state agencies do not have the same authority to grant a general salary increase to state workers. The authority resides solely with the General Assembly. Throughout this process, I and the members of the Appropriations Committee were mindful of the men and women who serve the Commonwealth, as highway workers who build and maintain our roads, as correctional officers, state troopers that protect us, nurses and direct care attendants that provide care and services to those most in need. These are the faces of government who, unlike the policymakers, actually have to implement programs and do them in a cost-effective and efficient manner. The governor's introduced budget, House Bill 1500, failed to provide an actual pay raise for our state employees. Mr. Speaker, budgets are about making tough choices and setting priorities. For the last 2 weeks, we have re-examined not only the governor's proposed new spending in House Bill 1500, but we've looked at all the discretionary spending decisions that were made last session. Our task was to make state workers and state troopers a priority in our budget with our budget amendments. Mr. Speaker, your Workforce Commission urged the General Assembly to restore that lost pay raise to state employees and state police. This budget that we will adopt by committee on February 5th will uphold that recommendation by restoring the 3% pay raise effective July of 2017. In addition, we will allocate $10.5 million in additional dollars to increase the starting salary of our hard-working men and women who wear the badge, our Virginia state troopers. This action will take the starting salary of a state trooper from $36,600 to $43,000. These men and women will also get the 3% increase on top of that to let them know that we care, we appreciate what they do. As you know, we have been fighting for the last handful of months trying to figure out what we do with our state police and the loss and retirement of so many. This morning I was given a memo where we had 18 officers who either resigned or retired in December. So some might ask, why are we singling out the state police? We are their only resort of pay compensation. So I stand here today and I'm very proud of the men and women in this chamber who felt in our small groups that the state police were a top priority, and what you will see on the 5th of December will demonstrate that. Mr. Speaker, I applaud our school boards for meeting the needs of their teachers. My pledge on behalf of the committee is to redirect more funding to our school divisions in a manner that, one, gives them total discretion, and two, does not require our local governments to match that support. Last year, the House reestablished a policy of sending back a portion of the lottery proceeds to our school divisions on a per-pupil basis without strings attached. At that time, I stated our goal was to get back to the 40% of proceeds being distributed in this manner. The budget adopted last year did approximately 30% of the lottery proceeds in fiscal year 2018. Knowing what our goal is, Mr. Speaker, we're working hard to identify resources to hopefully achieve the 40% level in 2018. If we achieve this goal, the schools will get much needed flexibility in allocating dollars where they think it is best served, be it pay raises for teachers or to fund their share of getting to the 100% of the required VRS contribution rate. The added benefit to this method of our school funding is that local governments do not have to match it in order to receive it. As most of you know, especially Delegate Cox, Delegate Landis, back in the day, it was a 50-50 match that was required. In 2018, last year, we appropriated $157 million in new lottery monies to go back to our school divisions. So it's my desire to get to at least a $200 million mark in 2018, which will free up and give them flexibility to address their needs. Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, I want to thank you for your patience and for your time. I have stated on this floor the many times I've gotten up over the years that a budget is about your priorities. Yes, there will be some who are disappointed because some things will not be able to be funded. But I think you are known by the priorities that you set. At the press conference today, Senators Norman and Hanger and myself, we discussed mental health. We discussed other needs that we have pressing that are before us. And we're committed to working with each and every one of you to see that when the budget comes out on the 5th and it's on the floor the following Thursday, that we feel it'll be one that you can readily support because the thought will have gone into providing for those in need to the best of our ability to pay. I thank you for your time and attention.